Hey, how's it going everyone? Let's do a helmet battle this time. I got modular helmets from Scorpion, Sedici, and Nexx. I'm a big fan of modular helmets, and I had the older model Scorpion for about 3 years. And since then, Sedici and Nexx came out with their versions, as well as the Scorpion's updated model, so I figured I'd give all three a review, and this is what I found. Up first, we got the Sedici ADV Carbon. Hands down the best looking of the three, and $400 is a pretty good price for a carbon helmet. But at 65 miles an hour, you get to see its true colors. I'd say this is more of an off-road helmet with a visor and a peak, not made for high speeds, lightweight, a lot of wind noise. The sun visor is really nice. I like the actuation. It's smooth and very fast to flip down and back up again. The biggest design flaw with this helmet is the tab to flip up the visor. It's in the center and not on the left or the right. It's very hard to grab with gloves, and it's very hard to pull back down without that little tab in the corner. It flips up so high it gets lost in the peak. The chin bar is pretty loose. Not recommended for riders who want to ride around with it up. While stopped at a light, I gave the visor another try. The first click up to vent needs a lot of force, which left me needing to readjust, pulling the whole helmet back down again. They also run pretty small too, and it fits pretty tight on the sides of my head compared to the other helmets. The D-ring on this helmet is very short. It's tucked up inside the cheek pad. Maybe I would get used to it over time, but right now I find it very frustrating to use. Alright, now let's take a look at the Nexx X.LifeCountry. Now this helmet's on the polar opposite of the Sedici. It's more based on a street helmet design, and the peak's pretty sturdy. It holds up pretty well to buffeting at 65 plus. The foam padding and the material they use is really comfortable on the inside of the helmet. So with the tabs in the right locations, this visor is a lot easier to flip up, although maybe a little too easy. It feels like a multi-position visor, but the positions in between didn't feel fully locked. Then, riding with one click up had a high-pitched whistling noise. I had to close it right away. And the location of the chin bar release is towards the front, which is opposite of any helmet I've ever used. And maybe I'd get used to it over time, but the chin bar definitely stays up and locks in place. The weight of the helmet feels like it rides deeper on your forehead just above your brow line. I wonder if a size large would be better. I'm a big fan of the quick release buckles though. The flaps on the bottom protect your chin from the buckle and it's really comfortable. Seems like they want you to grab the chin bar with the thumb and forefinger and pull it up this way. I feel that's a little awkward. You're essentially closing the vent with your finger while opening the helmet. And I couldn't test out the sun visor on this helmet because they stuck a sticker on top of it. The action on the visor definitely feels cheap and wobbly. It's a very expensive helmet, double the price of the Scorpion, and half the build quality. And there's definitely a little play in the chin bar release. And last but certainly not least, we got the Scorpion XO AT960. This 960 is a lot quieter than my old one. It's got a sturdy peak, and as you can see, very little buffeting. The main problem with Scorpion is they run heavy, though the weight feels balanced on my head, and the interior is very comfortable. The visor flips up without a problem, though I am used to the position of the tab. It feels like they improved the size of the sun visor, like it covers more of my face now. Though they moved the sun visor lever onto the side, that's going to take some getting used to. And the chin bar stays locked in place, like it should. I know I've had this helmet for a few years, but everything feels natural. The chin bar release is in a good spot, the actuation's smooth, it flips up nicely. I'm not a fan of the new location for the sun visor switch. It came off the track during testing, and it feels like it changes the helmet's position on my head when I slide it forward and back. I just wish it didn't have an integrated comm spot. The design seems to purposely leave no room for any other comm. I'm a fan of modular helmets, so I accept that they weigh more. It's cool to see a company making a carbon version. This is where the Sedici excels. Sedici as the lightest, Nexx coming in as the heaviest, just a fraction heavier than the Scorpion. I did feel that fraction of a difference. The shape of the Nexx must have something to do with the balance of the weight. You can definitely hear quality. Let's give each of these a listen. Alright, I guess I'm sticking with the Scorpion again. It's not the best helmet on the market, but it's the best of the three for sure. After doing a little research, I found a company that makes an adapter plate. This adapter plate is designed to fit into the Scorpion comm spot, replacing the door. This allows you to mount your Cardo or Senna unit on the side of the helmet. Now I don't need to use the adhesive backing, which probably wouldn't work in this location on the Scorpion anyway. I'm a little concerned about the heaviness of the Cardo unit pulling the door off the side, but we'll see how it lasts. Hopefully I don't lose my Cardo. Did you think this review was a little biased towards the Scorpion? Leave a comment below and tell me I'm crazy.